Rams training camp kicked off on Sunday. Quarterback Matthew Stafford received an injection in his throwing elbow this offseason. Was seen throwing passes for the first time since the Super Bowl. Here is Stafford and head coach Sean McVay talking about the franchise quarterback's progress.
Yeah, it was good to get out there today. Just kind of trying to progress back into it a little bit. That was kind of what my time between OTAs and camp was just kind of trying to progress and get my body somewhat ready to go and continue this process as we continue camp. So it's a little bit of a process, but just got to sit there and go with it.
He was a full participant today. Like him, having as much experience as he does, we will continue to build him up. We're aware of what that pitch count is, but it didn't restrict him from being able to do anything today.
Pitch count. Oh, what's the pitch count? Anytime I hear pitch count, well, that means there's a number of passes that they want to limit him to. Chris, we talked about this before. When we heard about it and broke it down in the offseason that he wasn't throwing during the OTAs because of inflammation in the elbow, and he had to have a pain-killing injection, an anti-inflammatory injection in the elbow, and wasn't going to throw until camp. And Stafford himself said, we got to see how it reacts. I mean, once you get out and start using it again, it's an overuse injury. We've all had those from time to time. The only way to get it to heal is to quit doing the thing that aggravates it.
Yeah.
So did he take off enough time? Is it going to be fine, or is he going to have the same old problem? He's a year older than he was. Is he going to have the same old problem that he had last year, and he's going to have to fight through it like he apparently did last season?
I hear you there. And listen, I love Matthew Stafford. You know that. I've been tooting his horn for a long time. He's a really damn good football player. He's been a Super Bowl quarterback without a Super Bowl team until this past year, and he showed you what he can do when he finally got on that type of team. The one thing I do worry about him going in the future, though, is the repercussions of playing on a crappy football team for so long in Detroit and having to take a beating for your team to be competitive or stay in the game or stand in there and just get crushed constantly because we're down by 17 and we're not that good and I have to do it. I do worry about that as far as the long-term effects of his career and where he's at right now. Yeah. And yes, I mean, to wait that long in the offseason to have those issues with throwing, it is concerning. I definitely going to have my eye on this. I mean, this is one of those, Mike, where, you hope he's rested enough, and now you hope they could slowly build it up to where, hey, the first 2 or 3 days of camp, he warms up and throws 40 passes. And then, maybe gets a day off. And then the next 2-3 days of camp, he warms up and we push it to, he throws it 55 passes. And you hope to progress that way to where you get no aggravation or inflammation. And you can hope to get that elbow and arm in shape the right way. And that's all you can do at this point, But I think at least he's not having pain on day one is a good sign, at least.
Let me just make this observation. This is a prime example of the kind of thing that, because there's so much content out there where the people involved deliberately hype and shake pom-poms and everything is awesome and everything is great and this is great and that's great and isn't this great and isn't that great, you feel like a jerk if you point something like this out, because it's hard not to feel like we should be swept up in this tidal wave of, the Rams are just going to repeat and everything is fine and Matthew Stafford's back. Well, this is a real concern. If this elbow becomes – the guy didn't throw in the offseason because of it. So I know that there are going to be certain folks that are wired to be glass half full, and I'm not saying you should be glass half empty. I'm saying let's assess the glass for exactly what's in the glass.
Right.
That's what we try to do.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and it's fair to have, I think, those questions. And damn, I mean, out of all the teams to win a Super Bowl here in recent history, they're certainly not going to be the team that I'm just going to pencil in and go, well, I think they're going to repeat. Not in that division. Damn, I'm not even sure they have the best team in their division. Honestly, I think last year they were probably, as a complete team, I think lesser than the 49ers. But they had Matt Stafford and one team had Jimmy Garoppolo. That, to me, was the difference between the two teams. I'm not sure the 49ers were better. So I think the Rams certainly a Super Bowl contender and all that. But you're right. Let's evaluate it for what it is. They've been through some long off seasons here. They're a beat-up football team. There's been a lot of distractions and contracts and all that. You got a few guys that are injured. Yeah, let's just see where it goes and evaluate it for what it is, like you said.
Well, and the thing that we always point out as well which you're not going to hear a lot of other places. This is a team that is too top-heavy with star players, and if those guys get injured, they are screwed. It's going to fall apart. It worked last year, but you suffer a key injury here, a key injury there, and you're putting in backups who maybe don't step up. They've also done a good job of developing under-the-radar talent.
Amazing.
That comes in and plays.
Right.
But that's at some point, Chris, that's going to blow up in your face in a 17-game regular season, potentially. It didn't last year. It could this year.
It's amazing it hasn't already. I mean, it really is. Because this is not just, this is what, 3 years in a row? 4 years we're like this, right, Mike? I mean, we've kind of talked about it this way. That, to me, it is one of the modern medical miracles of the NFL the last few years. The Rams, the top-heavy Rams, have not really been affected by injury. And I think we hit on this a little bit right before our break. I also think that's partly because of the genius of Sean McVay and how they run that organization and his ability to communicate and feel players and, how hard can I push them? Wait, today I'll push them hard in the weight room but won't push them hard on the field. Tomorrow I'll push them hard in the field and I won't push them hard in the weight room. I think he's a magic man when it comes to that. And but I'm with you, Mike. It's dangerous. They're playing, high-level stakes poker there.
Also, athletic training staff, you can't overstate the importance of having folks who know how to properly gauge the body of every player.
No doubt.
Get them healthy, keep them healthy. Maybe the Chargers should try to steal Reggie Scott away from
the Rams. Got a guy in
Chargers need.
In Justin Long, who's with me in Denver as an assistant there. And he's top notch. There's no doubt about it. Would be up there with one of the best trainers in football, or wait staff trainers, I should say, that kind of guy.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.